Light, like a light. Oh, yo! Welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and this today is Monday. It's Monday. So, welcome back. I hope you guys are enjoying, have been enjoying you guys' summer. I have not. It's been hot as fuck outside. It's almost 110 degrees. Heat index, baby. What? Walk into your car and you gotta make sure that you are not getting fourth degree burns on your ass. Hopefully you won't have a car that's full of leather because that motherfucker is burning your skin. Your skin is the next fucking that's the next thing on there. So I mean, the next layer that's gonna be on your thingamajiggy on your car. I mean, on the seat. It's kind of crazy. It's been hot as balls outside, and it's only going to get hotter. Apparently, we're inside of a heat dome. We're inside of a heat dome. It's supposed to be a heat wave, whatever. But also, living in Texas does not help the situation, not one bit of for the heat. Trust me. And normally, August is supposed to be the hottest month of the year here. Oh shit! I'm scared for August. Then I'm scared. I'm scared. 2020 is just throwing shit at us left and right, man. Just throwing left and right. We're going to see what happens, and hopefully, yeah, we survive it. But nah, but oh, okay. So, so welcome to the Cruise Podcast. Where you can normally find the Cruise Podcast is on YouTube. Here at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter. No, also on Apple iTunes, Spotify, everywhere you can find your podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates is Instagram at Cruising Podcast. Also on Twitter at Nicetown Finest. You see my pretty face on both. No, you see my pretty face on one, and then you see the actual logo on the Instagram one. It is hot inside of the closet right now. Goodness fucking gracious. I might have to open the door and people might have to hear me. But no, I'm joking. I'm good. If people don't understand, if you don't know me, there's a few things that you might not know about me. The heat doesn't truly bother me too much, but it's been bothering me lately. I think because I'm a little bit older now, and it's just different. And now it's weird because I've never had a problem with heat related things. Like maybe once in a while I'll get hit with something crazy, like I'll start cramping up or things like that. But normally I'm good. But right now, like my allergies are fucking with me. The heat is fucking with me. Like I've been like, oh man, I've been having dizzy. It's been a weird past couple weeks, and I really hope that everyone's out there being safe, not just with COVID-19 shit, but also being, making sure you guys are hydrated and making sure that, whenever you can, just stay in cool areas because it is entirely too hot to be outside for humanity. It's like, it's like Mother Nature's like, you bitches need to stay in the fucking house. Fuck you doing? What are you doing? Sorry. Take your ass back into the house right now. So that's practically what's going on with America. But I've just found out by looking on Anchor.fm. I just found out that now I have Irish listeners, people from Ireland listening to the Cruising Podcast. I don't know what devices, not devices, but what mediums they're using. Mostly, I think it's been Spotify. But to my Irish fans out there, if you are a fan of the Cruising Podcast, welcome, man. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. I love you guys. Hopefully, you continue to learn. And hey, listen, I would love to go to Dublin one day. I would love to go to Dublin one day. I would love to be in Ireland. I trust me. I've heard great things about that place. And yeah. And pull up. We're gonna pull up. Woo! Okay, so what are we talking about today? There's been huge news. This news actually came out a couple weeks ago, like maybe like a week or two ago, but it's actually now starting to circulate around like Facebook and stuff like that. But Ninja Turtles are coming out. The Ninja Turtles are coming out. They are coming out with a new Ninja Turtles storyline based on The Last Ronin, meaning that 3 of the turtles are going to be dead. And one of the turtles is going to be the surviving turtle will be going around the world doing stuff, And this is going to be the craziest, the most darkest, probably ever since they killed off Donatello. Oh, my bad. Spoiler alert. They killed off Donatello in one of the storylines about a couple years ago. They were teasing it up for a while, like, oh man, one of the turtles are going to die. See who dies this, blah blah blah. But it was ended up being Donatello, and it was like a huge statue or huge like memoriam for him, and you see all the turtles like right in front of it, and Master Splinter all crying in front of the Donatello statue. Well, this time around, there's a picture now of one of the turtles. We do not know which turtle it is, by the way. We don't know which turtle it is. But there's one turtle sitting there with all the weapons, and then you have the other three like ghost figures touching his back. Now, the storyline is supposed to be that the surviving turtle is actually using all of the weapons. That means they're using the nunchucks, the katanas, the sais, and the staff. That all of that. Now, my hope is that it's Mikey. I want it to be Mikey so bad. I feel like Mikey hasn't had like that big storyline for himself. Like Leonardo can have his own storyline. Raphael has his own, like he goes on his Lone Ranger type shit. Donatello. That I think that's probably everybody's least favorite. Donatello for some reason. Donnie's probably everybody's least favorite, but Donnie even practically had a storyline with him with the death of Donnie. But Mikey never really hasn't had his own storyline. Also, Mikey is my favorite. I've always been a huge fan of Mikey. I don't care what anybody tells me. Mikey is the best. But we haven't really had a storyline with just him. And I think, yeah, it'll be weird because, he's the nunchuck guy. But him being able to master all of the weapons would make it a very intriguing storyline. Like, we know that Leonardo can probably do that. That would be the most non-surprising part of it, is Leonardo being the one that survives it, and he's the lone turtle. That it makes so much sense. But Mikey wouldn't. But Mikey wouldn't make any sense, but it makes it intriguing. It makes it very intriguing because that's supposed to be the comic relief. Imagine him finally suddenly being by himself and also being in battle and watching them die. That will harden up Donnie. I mean, we can see that coming out of Donatello. Did I say Donnie? I meant to say Mikey. We can see that out of Mikey, but we can see, I can see that out of Donatello. Maybe hardening up. He was supposed to be smart. He's the smart guy. He's the gadget guy, but he gets serious. Raphael, we all know who Raphael has that mean streak, that that Lone Ranger type shit. This is some things that Raphael probably could handle. But and then we have Leonardo, who's supposed to be the leader. That's who he is. He's the leader of the turtles. And we can probably see him also surviving on his own. But we can't see Mikey. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. We can't see Mikey surviving the world by himself and learning all the others' weapons. I think everybody else can learn each other weapons easily. I think that will be the greatest. That'll be the best storyline, is having Mikey be the one that survives. And also, they're talking about developing this into a TV series on CBS All Access. Here's my question to everyone. This is a serious question. I know this is a serious question. Who actually bought CBS All Access? And also why? Why the fuck would you do something crazy like that? I know they have the Twilight Zone, they have the Picard series, and also they're going to be having a new Star Trek series, Below the Lower Deck. It's supposed to be like a cartoon type, looks like a comedy type deal. I mean, like, we're going to do this. This is what the CBS All Access. Like, you think people were really going to about to pay for this shit? I would. Now, if you're going to tell me Ninja Turtles is going to be on there, yeah, okay, I would. Yeah, you got me. Here's my money. Where you want it? Where you want the money? Because I'll buy it easily. But I'm definitely going to be one of the first people on lines to get this comic. It's definitely the first edition comics of this storyline, because this is a very, very, very interesting storyline. I like every part of this, and I cannot wait to dive into it. I would have thought they if you were going to do a TV series, you might have started with the new little storyline that they had. Well, the storyline that practically just ended, if I remember correctly, is the City at War storyline. I think that would have been a very good one to do for a TV series also. But The Last Ronin, and it's supposed to be, I think, 6 to 8 issues, some crazy number like that. It's not supposed to be a long issued like it's not supposed to be a long, running thing. This is actually like one of those special edition type deals. Fuck, man. Yeah, Ninja Turtles got dark, okay? And it actually, to tell you the truth, they kind of got the Batman treatment where, Adam West Batman, the first time we see him live action is practically like a satire slash comedy type deal. And kind of like, I wouldn't, it wasn't, maybe not funny, but it was light. It was a very, very light version of Batman, and that's what people probably thought of him. But if you don't remember, Batman started out using guns. He started out killing people. He like one of the first things he did was throw a man off a building. You know, Batman was a very dark comic that they made into light, and that's what happened with the Ninja Turtles. Is with the TV show, you saw them as a very, very as comedic kind of deal, when really the comics were very dark. They were very, very dark comics. Now did they have like figurines and shit? Yeah, like the closest to where I can say we've gotten a dark version of the Ninja Turtles is is the actual live action movies, like the first and second one. Those two were there was some dark times for the Ninja Turtles. And the comics are actually are not that far removed from that. So for people that are new to this or don't or think that, oh man, it's the 1980s one and it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, that's the only way you could have sold that to kids. But to sell it to adults this is the way to sell it to the adults, is that especially those that were like my age. But to tell you the truth, my age. Like the comics came out maybe a couple years before I was born, but the TV show came out, the cartoon came out when I was born. And my age kids grew up watching the Ninja Turtles, watching the lighthearted Ninja Turtles. And now that we're in our 30s and mid 30s, this is the more adult version. This is the one that actually has been the long running series. Like one of the things, actually one of the ones I actually bought. I bought one of the comic things. Oh my goodness. One of the comic storylines is actually Shredder being in hell. Shredder in Hell. That's literally the name of the comic. It's Shredder in Hell, and it's its own editions. Like that's what I think is not going to be. That's where I think people don't understand. This is why maybe it needs to be on CBS All Access, because it really wasn't for kids at all. It wasn't a thing for kids. It was really for young adults, to tell you the truth. Like there was not killing, but there was blood and gore and fighting and shit like that. Like Mikey, once again, like I said, Mikey was supposed to be the comic, the comedian out of everybody. So yeah, man. So I'm very, very, very excited for the new storyline. Yeah, I'm a nerd, and yeah, you can say I'm a kid, but also you can kiss my ass because I'm gonna read the shit out of that. Woo! Also, we got a new season of Hannah, season 2 on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I know it wasn't really a good transaction. I don't give a fuck. Yo, if you haven't seen this show on Amazon yet, you are missing out. This girl, I talked about this last year, but Hannah is a girl that was born to really she was given she was given some type of animal DNA. when she was born, or when she was, an embryo. Oh shit, when she was like an embryo or something like that. And she is practically just a badass. That's all you can really call her. She's a badass. Her dad raised her in the wilderness for what, almost 15, 16 years. And all she learned how to do was survive in advance. And this girl is just a complete badass. And this second season, now it's a little bit slower than the first season, but it's still, the storyline is amazing. It's amazing. I don't know who wrote. I didn't get to see who wrote this, but wow. It's not as much action as it used to be. Like, they have their like little versions here and there. Like, they have their little things going here and there. But also, this is only 8 episodes this season also. And yeah, if you guys get a chance, definitely go check out Hannah on Amazon Prime Video. It's you won't be disappointed. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Almost 99.9% telling you guys that you will enjoy the show. That's a cruising guarantee. That's what I'll call it. It's a cruising guarantee, baby. Woo, woo, woo. So I did not know there was a new season coming out very soon, and I was like, all right, word, I'm gonna watch it. And it has not disappointed. Also, we got our first trailers. I didn't want to see this trailer. I'm kind of mad I saw the trailer, but I saw the trailer to Lucifer's next season, or pretty much his second to final season. It looks like it's going to be just as good as any other, man. If you haven't watched this show, like, comic wise, I understand, like, most people probably didn't know about this show, especially on Fox, because Fox is very terrible at doing their shows justice, and actually just canceling them out of nowhere. Brooklyn Nine-Nine to be even a huge example right there for shows that actually didn't work out. But I feel like Lucifer found his home. This show found its home on Netflix, and it might be that was probably the best choice they could have had, is to go to Netflix, because I think you can finally just let loose with Lucifer. Like, the first season, they didn't do it on Netflix. They didn't really let loose that much, but it looks like through the trailers that they're going to just unleash a lot. And I'm very excited about this storyline, because this is the first time we actually get to see Lucifer's twin brother, who we're kind of excited about. I'm very excited about. But the trailer did give us these huge spoilers and things like that, but I'm just excited to watch this next season, because it's been over a year since the last one came out. So yeah, let's give us a little bit more. But also, lastly today, for today, lastly, I want to talk about, my goodness, I forgot, Quibi. I know a lot of people haven't learned about Quibi. Quibi is one of those streaming apps that all the shows on there are about no more than 10 minutes. They're not even 10 minutes long. And Quibi has some very interesting shows. One being not Brooklyn, Reno 911. I was a teenager when the show first came out, and let me tell you something. It's just as funny now as it was back in the day. And it only being like 7 minutes long, it makes it a little bit better, actually. Makes it actually a lot better. Because you're not trying to fit in a lot of things in that 7 minutes. They're actually just doing one segment per episode. And also, they have this show called The Most Dangerous Game. I just started watching this. It's with Chris Hemsworth's brother, Liam Hemsworth, who, if you have watched The Hunger Games, that was like the best friend that lived in District 13 with Katniss. This show is it's crazy. He's a guy that, he's dying. Well, he might be dying, I don't know, of cancer, and he doesn't have any money. So if you don't know, If you never heard of this book before, there's a book called The Most Dangerous Game. And the most dangerous game is humans, because a human can fight back. And so it's literally him being chased by rich people trying to kill him. That's literally what it is, and it's crazy. It's a crazy proposition. It has to do Christoph Waltz in it too. If you haven't, once again, if you don't know who he is, he was on Inglorious Bastards. He was it's going to sound messed up, but this was his nickname. Just putting it out there, making sure everybody knows this was his nickname in Inglorious Bastards, and his nickname was the Jew Hunter. That's what he was that guy. He was the guy in the beginning of the movie. And also throughout the movie, he was kind of like was he like not a general? He was like an investigator type dude. He didn't do really any battle strategies. He was just one hunting down Jewish people. That was his job. And yeah, he's actually a very, very, very good actor. I like Christoph Waltz. He's a very good actor. He's also on Anita Battle Angel. He's the father of her. He's the one that built her. Yeah. But this show is actually this show's fucked, man. It's a fucked up show, but it's a good ass show, man. But Quibi, I understand. I've heard that Quibi's kind of losing money off of you got to understand, you joined the streaming game way too late. Way too late. The streaming game is definitely evolved. Netflix right now is like the adult in the room with everyone else. Like we all know that they are the leader of the clubhouse, and like it's actually a very far difference between Netflix and like Amazon and Hulu. Well, Hulu might be a little bit because they got the live TV and stuff, but I think everybody joined the game a little bit, maybe a little bit too late. Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of streaming, Doom Patrol season 2 has started. We got the first 3 episodes first week, and then now they're doing episodic stuff each week. I know everybody's not used to this type of deal, but this is what DC Universe has done, and DC Universe. Oh, and also they're on HBO Max. Mostly HBO Max too is doing weekly episodes. And also something else was going weekly. Oh, The Boys. The Boys were going weekly on Amazon too. By the way, I haven't watched that trailer before I start. I haven't watched that trailer yet. Because I like to be surprised. I like surprises. I'm just mad I watched the Lucifer one. I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have watched this, man. That's just so stupid. Why'd you watch the Lucifer? But I did. I was intrigued. So, but The Boys, I haven't watched the trailer to that yet. Still haven't watched the trailer to Tenet. I refuse. I don't want to even know what's going on. I want to walk in there and just be fucking surprised. That's just what I need. I need to just be fucking surprised. But who's texting me? Yes. Wow, that took me off my game. Crap. Let's talk about The Boys. Oh, Doom Patrol. Season 2 of Doom Patrol. Whew. This show was weird. This show was weird, man. I think they kind of toned down the weirdness a little bit, and like the storyline is now like convoluted a little bit. Like it hasn't fallen off. Like it's actually, to me, it's gotten better with like it being funny. Everybody's getting their storylines. Everybody's learning their powers. Everybody hates the chief for some reason. The only thing that made it weird is the chief's daughter type deal. Like her power is fucking ridiculous. But we found out that Jane's power is even more ridiculous. Like Crazy Jane's power is completely ridiculous. Yeah. Season 2 is actually hasn't fallen off at all. Like to me, Titans last season kind of fell off a little bit until the end of the season. I think the end of the season kind of brought it back up, but the middle, like the beginning and middle of Titans was just, they tried to do too many people's storylines. This one, they're not trying to do everybody's storyline. They're just trying to make sure that the story continues to move forward. They're not fighting. What's crazy is they're not fighting one person like they were with Mr. Nobody. This isn't this season. They're fighting. It's actually the enemy is themselves, which is crazy. The enemy's really themselves. Well, really, I think it's going to end up being the Chief's daughter, Dorothy. That's who I think is going to be. But that's. But like I said, I was very excited for season 2, and it has not disappointed whatsoever. I'm very excited to see how this season ends. And I can't. I wonder if they're just going to move everything to HBO Max very soon. I think that DC Universe might probably going to implode on itself, and then they're just going to go to HBO Max. That's what I think's about to happen. Yeah, and the only problem with having HBO Max is that it's not on Fire, like on Fire Sticks, and also Roku, right? If I remember correctly, it weren't on Roku either, which is that's ridiculous. And by the way, if you have HBO Max and you watch anime, they just put on Tower of God on the Crunchyroll originals. So if you get a chance, and you've been trying to watch Tower of God, it is on HBO Max under the Crunchyroll collections type deal. And they actually been adding a lot more animes on there, so definitely go check that out. Man, now it is getting hot enough. So I'm take off on my no I'm joking. So with that, I want to say thank you guys so much for listening to the Cruising Podcast. I know this is like almost I talked a lot about the Ninja Turtles. I talked a lot. I talked a little bit about a lot of other things, but this week is going to be kind of weird. I'm hoping to get a show off on Wednesday. Possibly I'm going to be part of another podcast as a guest host. Hopefully. I'm not going to say anything yet until it's like all set in stone. But I want to say thank you guys so much for listening. I want to tell you guys thank you so much if you have been supporting and been listening and all the rest of that cool stuff. Please continue your support. Thank you so much, Amen. It's very well appreciated. Trust me, it will be a big payoff. But with that, I want to say thank you guys so much for just supporting, not just listening, but supporting. And once again, where you can find Cruising Podcast is on YouTube at Cruising Podcast. Also on Twitter. No, why I did this shit again. Also on Apple Podcasts, which is at Cruising Podcast, is as it's spelled back here. Also, you can find all of the updates and things of Cruising Podcast on Instagram at once again Cruising Podcast all together. Also, Nicetown Finest on Twitter. So with that, I want to say thank you guys so much for listening. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I'll catch you guys on Wednesday for another edition of the Cruising Podcast. Deuces.